All right, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of Tech Packs Are Due. I am your lone host again today. Jake coming in, senior designer. Been around the block a time or two, footwear designer. Welcome back to the only footwear design podcast ever. The only one. Shout out. Nah, man, we all just playing. It's good to have everybody here. We've got so much to talk about today, just in terms of like shoe news. That's what we're going to be covering. A lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting product getting showcased over the last couple of weeks. But first, I just want to say like and subscribe to the page. YouTube, Spotify, we're on Instagram. Maybe we'll start a TikTok. I don't know. Point is, hey, follow us on YouTube. That's where the big bulk of this podcast is going to come, because that is where we're going to do all of our tutorials, all of our sketch overs, our portfolio reviews, which are coming up. Okay. And it's just a good time to say it. That these views are our own. They are not the views of our employers, past, present, or future. As we rock on this podcast about footwear, we are not in talking about the 9 to 5. Who I am in the office is not who I am on this show, but that's fine. Just have to say it, that's it's all for this is all for the love of footwear. And we are here. We're trying to help you, the aspiring footwear designer, get in. We're here trying to help people out, trying to see footwear as professionals see footwear. And with that, we have so many announcements. First thing I want to cover is, hey, you don't see Colin. He is on his own little adventure. He might be in the shadows. He'll be around, but I don't know if he's going to be behind the mic for the maybe until about the end of the year. He'll be back around. We'll see. Point is, he's doing great things, and we are excited to hear all about them in the not so distant future. But I might be looking for another co-host. Who knows? Or someone to just come on and review portfolios with me, so it's not just me. I might try to call Valerie back up and say, hey, you want to jump on a couple and review some people, see what she says. And that's where we are. That's the footwear world for you. It is what it is. All right. Next big announcement. I think everyone's been waiting to hear who our next guest is. We are filming our next guest episode this Sunday. It is one where I'm going to travel. Been talking about it for a long time. We have the man and the legend, Johnny Jensen, coming on. Someone who's been influential in my career and in the career of so many others. Someone who, he gets it, knows how to, he knows how to get footwear made, produced, and out the door. He knows how to do it well. He knows how to do it better than most, I would say. He's got a style all his own. He's able to teach, mentor, and he's incredible. And I can't believe he said yes. So I'm not going to leave anything to chance, and so I will be going straight to him out in Boston. So that's where I'm headed this coming weekend. We're going to film it like we did with Freeton. We're going to sit down in a studio setting. We're going to just talk everything top to bottom, his career, what he's learned. I don't know what he's going to say. We've pre-fed him some questions. Which reminds me, hey, I want to do something different with Johnny, since he's such like a prolific designer. I think a lot of people know him. What I'm going to do is on the Instagram page And even on this, if you guys would like to, drop questions in. I've preceded him with questions, like just letting him know what we want to talk about, and just run the gambit of what we normally do, which is talk about education, where he is now, how he's doing it, career life lessons along the way, blah blah blah. Hopefully, he has product to look through and talk about, and then hopefully he will sketch for us and give us a glimpse in there. Because that's I think that's what that's what I want to see. So we'll see if he, I haven't heard yes or no whether or not he's going to do that, but we are going to get at least to the bottom of all of his experience. And, oh man, it is a gold mine. So super awesome to have him on. We're very excited, but what I'm saying is drop in questions if it's good enough. And if it's, it's probably something I haven't thought of because people are in different places in life. And, but if you're feeling it, if you've got something itching that you want to ask, drop it in the comments. I will also put it out on Instagram that we are looking for questions, to ask Johnny. He rocks. So yeah, be ready for that. Think of your questions, get them into us before the weekend, and we will we'll take the good ones and we'll ask them. We'll see. I think it's going to be good. So those are some things to look forward to. We are moving forward in the podcast. We're going to keep going. Portfolio reviews are first and foremost after I get this guest, this guest one out of the way. I have a sketch session that I'm also going to do, maybe this week, maybe early next week. I've been working on it, just talking about silhouettes and how we create our silhouettes when we sketch. I think it's just it's like a 101 to get those things down and to look at shoes and look at your purpose, your function, and how you kind of mix all those things together. Like, you can't come into a running type of conversation and have like a Chuck All-Star silhouette as you're drawing. You can't have your base be like a flip-flop and, bring it into a basketball conversation. So we're just going to start looking up just all the different types of silhouettes, sketching over them, getting them dialed. I think that just goes a long way. And I think it's kind of going to start to get into some of the portfolio review stuff, but as I've looked at some portfolios, I've been like, silhouettes are off. And I think when you are trying to get into footwear, everything has to just look like you know what you're talking about. And I think if people start getting the silhouettes right, how foam wraps around a midsole, how rubber wraps around, you just got to get that lateral view tight and think about these things in 3 dimensions. And we'll help out, no doubt. So, okay. Just know that all this is coming. I'm working on it. Down to just myself again, trying to rip this thing out. And it's a slow moving ship, but you know what? We're going to keep pressing forward. So we'll miss Colin. We're excited for Johnny. And we'll get those portfolios starting to review, and I'll sketch later today, tomorrow, sometime. But I think the majority of this episode is going to be about shoe news. We have just so much stuff going on, from Caitlin Clark to LeBron 23 being finally, official images coming out there, to that commercial that they thought was something, to I don't know, to different, we have a lot of things happening in the trail running scene. But I want to kick it off with I think everyone saw Caitlin Clark's signature logo. I think that's like my hottest trail on this podcast right now, and I didn't know it would be, but I think I think this whole podcast is like revolving around what is happening in the world of Caitlin Clark and when when that shoe's going to drop, which is kind of funny. I actually I was going to put it out on the gram. Maybe I will. Like everyone's been posting like who has the best signature logo. Like, oh, is it Sabrina? Which I actually think is like dangerously close to the Starburst logo. But anyway, or like, Angel Reese has hers. Everyone's just like, who has the best like WNBA logo or whatever. And honestly, I think Asia Wilson's is pretty awesome. Like if I were, wanting good graphic design, I think that one seems to me to be the most unique. Maybe because I don't understand it like all that much, but it just looks like interesting enough. It's not just like it's not just you know initials that are styled. It's like a little deeper, and so I like that. I actually was thinking like maybe I don't know why I thought this, but I thought that maybe the like Caitlin Clark logo would be like similar to like a Jumpman or something. Like it just seems like it's time for like an icon, and like all logos recently have just been like initials, like Yanis and like Ja Moran. It's just Ja. Like it's all just like I don't know. I'm wondering when we're gonna get like more of an icon rather than initials. Like LeBron's got the LeBron James like crown thing, but he also has like the Dunk Man, which I don't think has made an appearance. Maybe it has it did on the 20, but it's not like I don't know if they utilize it all that much. But what I'm saying is, I just wonder when the next like actual icon is going to happen, or like the figure drawing aspect of graphic design makes an appearance again. But when I thought about it, it's not like you can have like Caitlin Clark shooting at 3 as like the I don't know. I just don't think it would work. Like something iconic about that Jordan like Jumpman dunk that just it works out. It's like well balanced as a logo. Um, anyway, so I'm my only beef with that is that like the Caitlin Clark logo is like not concentric. I think if we I might pull it out on the sketch test just to like quickly just say why, like why is the interior circle like not the same, like have the same movement and flow and thickness and speed as the outside. I just don't get it. I like things that are matchy, and people aren't always into that. Like some people just like to do things differently, but I don't know. I think it would look better if it matched, but we will we'll test it on a sketch session. Um, moving on, I think something that's like blowing my mind right now that I didn't think would happen after just like the craze of Jordan 1s. Jordan 1s have been just like everyone's go-to shoe, it feels like, for the last little bit. I think it was like at the same time as the whole like Yeezy thing. Like I feel like 2015, 16, like Jordan had the silhouette right. One, they were like really stamping in the big wings logo. And I think they've like kind of changed the silhouette now. Like the high 85 started coming out, and like I don't know, for some reason ones have just kind of like right after like the Mocha, the Travis Scott, like they just kind of like hit the brakes. I don't know, and even like after like they started releasing Dunks again, Dunks like hit a huge mark with those Pandas. Like people paid like $500 for Pandas, and now they're like, they're going on sale, which is like, oh man, it's a crazy time. But I don't know, what to me is even crazier is the Shattered Backboard ones just came out this last weekend, and they are legitimately sitting on Nike.com right now. Like that to me is like, it's kind of unheard of. I don't I can't put my finger on why, but they have fallen off so hard that like even one of the most iconic colorways of the Jordan is just kind of hanging out. Um, and I would say if you know someone at Nike who can spot you a discount, you can get those. you can you can swipe like 30% off right now, which is just like kind of blows my mind. Like usually those are like no promos, no discounts, but like because they're just sitting, they went to like the regular Nike.com and you can just like pop in and get a pair for like $120, which is like, oh man, it's so. I saw someone who reviews sneakers was like, we're in like a parallel universe. We're in some kind of like different spot where like people were paying, you know, full paychecks for J's, for Jordan 1s, and now, you know, there's nothing. Which just goes to show you like how this pendulum of like fashion and stuff swings sometimes. You never know what is going to be, you know, in the vogue. Oh man, I'd hate to use the word zeitgeist. Maybe it's because I don't even know like what that means, but man, crazy to just think that Jordan 1s are sitting, especially shattered backboard ones after. I mean, I remember those shoes just being so coveted. I want to say it was 2015, 16, 17 or something when those came out. Could not get a pair. They were gone immediately, instantly like $600, $700, untouchable. Um, Man, now sits there. Even with the extra graphics, the extra, you know, all the things they're doing with the box and the paper, and man, they went all out for it, and the market is responding with a big no. The larger sizes sold out, and the smaller sizes, but if you're like sitting right in the middle, if you're in between like, you know, a men's 8 and a men's 10.5, like you're good to go. Like you can get those for cheap. Man, it's just wild. Don't know what's going on, but or what's the next thing? What's the next where's the next hype train coming? A lot of people are saying like general releases are gonna be like the next, or are the next thing. Don't know. But it's just exciting time to know that we're on the verge of something new. Something else is gonna step in. Pretty crazy. Jordans are sitting. Can't believe it. Yeah. So then, all right. And when I get into this, like, I hope, you know, pretty crazy right now that our Instagram is almost at a 1K followers off of literally off of one reel that, you know, a lot of people have been taken out of context. like I'm trying to redesign this shoe and really it was like sketch session, and we're just trying to like imagine what we can see. Like what can we do that may or may not upgrade, and it's just a draw over, right, where we're trying to like have an exercise where we can like realistically create another look of a shoe that's already, you know, that was already sampled or whatever it is. It's just something that happens as a footwear designer. We get our samples in and we want to like change them up, or if we want to sketch over someone else's work, or you get put on a project that's not yours or whatever it is, like you got to be ready to take a product that is existing or has been sampled and like sketch over. What are you going to do? What flavor are you going to add to it? If it's an 85% done shoe, like how do you take it to 100? Like what are the things that you see that maybe the designer before didn't see, whatever. But that reel is gotten out of control. At 30,000 views at this point, and 20,000 views, somewhere in there, 20,000 almost. It has gained us literally 500 followers, and I'm not prepared for that. And again, if you're here and you have watched that, like, dude, like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Like, 1,000 followers on Instagram for me is like, that's not going to be good enough. We need to get it funneled over here. However, that's got to happen, because I want this channel to be like everything. And if it's not, and if it's niche and, you know, it's helping just some footwear designers and stuff, that's great too. We'll take what we can get. It's just crazy to see it, man. It's like we just started this page and now we're getting a high volume views. So rock on. We will keep it going. Always down to comment on footwear, regardless of what people think. And some of the comments, man, it's like crazy how fast like people will, just like trolls will come out of the woodwork and just be like man, like who are these people that have this kind of time? And I guess if you're gonna make a statement, you got to be ready for whatever's coming. But we weren't trying to make a statement, whatever. All in good fun. Hey, we're here. All right. Two things that we should talk about that's happening in shoe news this week, or this last week, actually. I think this is really funny. I think we all just we scroll, we see shoes coming out. I think we should talk about Curry Series 7. And I want to talk about it in this context. I think it's I just think this happens a lot. And it's kind of funny. They made the reel, and I think we've all seen that shoe, like the Series 7, over and over and over again. Like leaked images, and finally like the brand catches up and they've made their the optics of how they want to appear, and they've made their their reel of specs or whatever it is, or however they want to show like Steph Curry playing or whatever. So they finally caught up to all of it, and then they released this video of Steph Curry like talking about the shoe, right? And he's just breaking it down, and I'm listening to it, and he goes, and it's a bold statement. He goes, this is, what does he say? This is the most high performing shoe that's ever touched any basketball court ever, or touched the floor on any court ever. And I'm like, is that true? It had me like searching, I'm like, how are we feeling about that? Like, I just want to check the pulse on it had me checking my notes. I'm like, the highest performing basketball shoe that's touched like any court. And they talked about supercritical foam. They talked about, the flow, which is the traction, and, I think it's like EVA traction. Talked about like a plate that's like kind of a propulsion plate. And I'm like, we have had Zoom X on the floor. We've had Boom Foam, supercritical there. We've had, now we have like the ground controlled, the GCU that's coming out with Way of Wade. And like, we're talking about, PU, polyurethane, or like different types of traction that have come out. And I just I'm like, man, is that, or is that just posturing? I'm like, is that I'm like, and I think aesthetically, I think I'm with it. Like if you're gonna make a statement like that, like the silhouette needs to be bold. And I mean, it is a statement shoe, right? And it's loud, and it's actually like when I see it, it's like, I think I could see myself designing a shoe like that. I like to do things that are like very holistic, one statement things that just kind of like blow up over the whole shoe. And it's like, that's the story. I also like color, like just like jazzing things up, and making like just the absolute most boldest statement. And I think this one's like, I think it's doing it for me. I think if you're going to make that statement, you can't release it on like the standard Curry model. I don't think like the Curry 8, 9, 10, I don't think you could say that on like a model that looks conservative and like pulling punches, holding back. I think they're really, at least from what I can see, are trying to be like different. And then he said like, oh, it's and if we're if we're being specific, it's 10.7 ounces. And I'm sitting there like, is that 10.7 ounces size 9, 10, 11? What is that? Like, because I I want to say there have been shoes that have, I mean, there are shoes out there right now. Basketball gets up there, right? Like 14 ounces, 15, upwards of a pound, like on each foot. 10.7 though, it sounds light. Like honestly, if I heard a basketball shoe that was like 8, I would be freaking out. I think you'd be hard pressed to get an 8 ounce basketball shoe. Just the nature of the beast. But 10.7, 10.7, is it good? Like, I just don't know. I'm going to be checking my notes on it for a while. Like going in, I might have to watch some sole drop. I might have to go watch some wear testers and see them put them on the scales, put some models on the scales. I mean, I think about like Zoom Strobel for me we've talked about it a million times. Like how brilliant is it? Like when you're building shoes, Strobel boards are like literally what holds the upper together, what you use to glue the upper to the bottom unit. It just is like makes so much sense to make a performance Strobel board if you're Nike. Like, and I don't understand why it hasn't caught on like to other brands or whatever. But man, I just don't know. Like, is it really the most high performance basketball shoe? I'm gonna go on the offense here and say highly doubt it. Like, I'm gonna go on the highly doubt crowd. I'm gonna stay in the Zoom X, GT Cut 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I'm gonna stay over there. I think I just don't know if Curry and the Under Armour team are putting out the best and brightest basketball shoes on the planet. Put me on that put me on that side of the debate, for sure. I just don't know if supercritical foam and like a packaged upper with a backer and like I hope it is breathable. Like I hope someone goes out on a limb in basketball and makes like a breathable shoe, because from what I'm seeing and what I've played in, it just doesn't happen. Like they are the most unbreathable shoes on the planet. I don't care if you're wearing Kobe. I don't care if you're wearing and that's another point. Like I don't know if the tech in that shoe is even like better than any Kobe's really. Like, I mean, put Zoom X in a Kobe and I think it's pretty nice. Like carbon fiber, good foam, Zoom turbos. I hard pressed for me. I don't know. I guess that I'm even debating it might be a sign of like something's going on, but I rock with it though. Either way, the aesthetics are on point. Like I said, I wish I did it. I think it's a pretty cool looking shoe. Like if I'm talking to you aspiring designers, or if I'm talking to people who are looking on for the next job, like if you're a designer 1 or 2 and you're looking to go senior, if you're a senior and you're trying to, you've been working on XYZ product and you're trying to move into something else, like put that shoe in your portfolio. I think you're looking pretty good. Like that's a statement piece. I'd be proud of that. I would be showcasing it every day of the week for sure. No doubt there. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk about is happening in the running world, within trail running. Everyone, look, if you're new to shoes, whatever, you're new to running, maybe you don't care about running. That's the background that I kind of forced myself into when I accepted my first job. I didn't know anything about running either. I honestly had never like I think we've talked about it in the past. Like I'd never heard of Brooks. I don't even know. I don't know what I don't know what adrenaline is. Like I don't know what a ghost is. I don't know what any of this stuff is. It's however, like when you accept a job, you go into it, and you figure it out. Running is like kind of a big deal. It's become a major deal. I'd say ever since the pandemic, you've seen a spike in running sales over the market over the last 5 years. And it's been pretty dramatic. The rise in running is amazing. And then the last like few years, we talked about this last episode, kind of. um, Even I have like started to pick up running. Never been a runner necessarily, but I am starting to consider myself a runner because I just don't think there's anything outside of lifting heavy weights that you can do that just like gets you stronger metabolically, gets your legs stronger, gets your lungs stronger, it's just like, if you want to be in shape and you want to be able to do things at a high level, I think running is always going to be a part of that training regimen. And I just think distance running is an incredible thing. That said, because it has become such a thing, the battle for running shoes has grown exponentially as well. You have, Alpha Fly, Vaporfly, all these shoes that have like exploded this whole new trend of carbon plated runners and people trying to run fast as they can in marathoning. And then you have super spikes that have come out, and spikes that are now having thicker soles that allow the runners to run longer with less fatigue. And you have all these like amazing things. And again, if you're not in tune with running, you don't know these advancements have even happened. Maybe you don't even know what Curry's talking about when he's saying he's bringing running shoe tech into basketball, which I think is something that we're all asking for, is like, running shoes just get better and faster and more amazing, better foams. And it is like the bar keeps getting raised over there. Whereas I think it is getting raised in basketball, but not to the like alarming level. And I imagine that's because it's easy to design for running in a straight line, like a majority of the time running one direction, right? Like you're just going one direction. You're not jumping. You're not going side to side. You're not trying to break ankles. You're not trying to grip the floor as hard as possible so that you don't lose power, or that you can use your power effectively. So like running is something where you can improve in strides over time, and you can, you can plan for what you want the shoe to be doing because there is only one action. It's like walking or running. And there's like light jogging, there's paces, and there's like things in there, but like it is more complicated than just walking and running, but it is one forward motion, right? Like, so there's been a lot of advances and stuff, and like we talk about it all the time. And however, what's interesting now is it's starting to bleed into trail. And if you don't know what UTMB is essentially like the, I don't know, NBA finals of of the trail running community. It's where brands show up and showcase new trail product. You're seeing, and there's also other runs and stuff that are like pretty intense. Western States 100. That's a huge race, and brands usually show up there in a big way. But something out in Chamonix, out in the mountains, like brands are showing up in a big way year after year. It's starting to become like a TRE, but like in a good way, like not meant for salespeople, but meant for like the consumer, right? To like breathe life in the trail. Now, like everybody's showing up with like their best, boldest silhouette, foam, tech, whatever it is. It's happening with apparel. I mean, Satisfy shows up. It's happening with footwear. You're seeing like Scott and like Brooks and Nike and Asics now, and like all these teams, like these people are showing up hard with trail shoes and stuff. So if you don't know what UTMB is, like look it up. It is basically the end all be all, what everyone prepares for. If they are high level trail runners, that's the race. Like there's multiple races across several days, but that is the spot. That is the hub for the trail world every year. And it didn't used to be that way. It's like a very recent like thing where like this has now become a party, and all the brands show up and try to just like convert the masses to their product. And everyone has a good time. It's like one thing that I think people like are trying to find nowadays is like vibes. And I think there's something happening in the running community where it's just such like it's so it's such a community, right? Like it's pretty accepting, it's pretty open. You don't have to be like an incredible runner to get accepted and enjoy yourself. Yeah, it's pretty great. All of that said, what happened this last week was like pretty interesting. As we gear up for the UTMB out in Chamonix, Nike introduces the Ultrafly, and I think we've all seen images of that one as well. Like it's been teased and leaked images of the Ultrafly. Essentially Nike's like premier trail product. Their premier trail offering, ZoomX, carbon plate, built for running fast, built for the long haul. And it's, they deliver that package, deliver it all out, and it looks great. And I'm telling you, on the heels of it, in the next day, what do we see? Brooks coming with the Cascadia Elite on the heels of that campaign. And I'm going to say it. And I'm going to leave it up. I don't know. It's a battle, and I'll leave it for the comments. But in my opinion, and I'm not just trying to say this because I was there, I really think Brooks took it on this one. Like the Ultra Fly looked pretty legit, and I was like, man, look out! Like this is pretty cool. But I tell you what, man, they've been teasing out that Cascadia Elite for a while, and I think it won the day. Like the campaign was so good. I mean, just go on their page, watch stuff, watch Brooks Trail, Trail Athletes page on Instagram, any of that stuff. And I mean, it rocks. I don't know about the whole Scott Jurek thing, if I'm being honest, but in terms of like imagery, running, I thought they did really great with the Cascadia 19, the stuff that I'd worked on with John Gisbert taking over there. But I mean, I thought that Cascadia stuff was awesome. I reposted it. I thought it was just like, I mean, second to none. They're really like focused, laser focused on trail. And I mean, you can just tell like the difference is, I mean, highly visible. I know like people liked the Ultrafly when it first came out, the first one. Is a good shoe and has Vibram, has all that stuff. I don't know. You come out, I'll leave it up. I'll put it up on. I'll put it up. I mean, aesthetically, I mean, I feel like I'm still on Team Brooks here. It just, I mean, it looks like a trail winner. And then on the backs of that, if that wasn't even hot enough, the winners of the UTMB, first and second place, were Asics, an Asics unnamed trail model. And that's the other thing is like when we're doing like the World Athletics and all this stuff, with marathons, like they have to have these like sanctioned like shoes. We've seen it that you have to like send an imagery of the shoe to get checked by the World Athletics. The committee needs to check it, check spec, heights, all these things. Trail world is still kind of Wild West. Like you have Hoka putting out stuff. You have ASICS putting out stuff. We have no idea what they're doing. And now we have like super shoes and trail, and we have people winning. I didn't even know ASICS had like a solid trail line, if I'm going to be honest with you. But first and second, straight out the gate, UTMB, that's a statement. And they didn't, we don't even know what it is. So, check it all out. Dude drank his winning champagne out of his nasty trail shoe that he just ran 100 miles in. So whatever that's about, but like, hey, the trail is big. Running is big. If you want to see good stuff, you got to look in the running world. You got to look in the trail world. Really crazy stuff coming out. And that's a thing where, these trail shoes are not all that off, like, with spec-wise, in my opinion, from some basketball product. And from what I saw, the Brooks shoe was coming in at like 8-something ounces. And I'm like, full rubber. I'm going to guess supercritical PBA foams, which are like the lightest, strongest, fastest, poppiest stuff out there. I'm going to say that's if that's any indication of what could be possible for basketball, I'm all for it. Anyway, that's basically what I got today. It's like that's the shoe news, man. I'm trying to get in the weeds with everybody, like, because I'm in it. I'm thinking about it all the time. It's just, I love it. I love to see shoes come out back to back to back like that. We didn't see anything from Solomon that I knew of, but Nike, Brooks, Asics. We saw the Hoka Rocket X Trail. We've seen that one. We're all excited to know what's going on there. These four kind of juggernauts are just kind of like sitting in the wings. It is fun to watch. I hope everyone's watching that. Taking notes. The design languages on all of them are just different. They're exciting. Everyone's kind of just trying to joining in on this whole thing, and I'm here for it. All right, that's what I got. We're gonna shut it down. We're gonna get prepped for our interview with Johnny. We're gonna come back strong. And hit you guys with a sketch sesh. It's gonna take me a minute to. Of course, it's gonna take me a minute to edit Johnny's episode, get it right, get his sketch sesh in a good spot, and present that out to you guys. But I'll let you know it is going to happen. It is going to be awesome. High level stuff coming from TechPacks are due. If you are into just nerdy shoe talk, you're trying to get into the industry, you want to dive deeper into what design is all about when it comes to footwear, this is the podcast for you. Like and subscribe. We are not, trying to claim that we're something that we're not. I am just a regular guy, regular person, like just sharing what I think about every day. So yeah, come back, like, subscribe. We are so grateful you're here. Oh, and we made it to 200 subscribers. We are at 206 the last time I checked, which is not very often, but that is a lot. it is so exciting that there's 200 of you out there who think that we have something worth watching. And I don't even know if that's true yet, but we are pushing and we're going to keep going. A lot of good things to come at TechPax or do. So many more sketch sessions. It's going to be crazy. I got a lot to keep doodling and keep putting stuff out there. All right. That's an episode. Sorry, it's a little shorter than our normal. We usually go hour 30, but without Colin, it's like, what's the steam? Where do I find the energy, the oomph to keep it going? And I tell you what, I don't know where it's going to come from other than splitting these episodes up between sketching and just hitting shoe news. But hey, every 2 weeks, every 2 or 3 weeks, like it's enough happens in footwear where it's like we got to talk about some stuff. So get out there, look at some trail product, question the curry, and let me know. We will talk to you guys next time after I'm back from Boston. We will keep going down this road. Thank you for all that have been here. We're a year in at Tech Packs Are Due. We are going to keep pushing this out. I want to help you get into footwear. I want to help everyone hear nerdy footwear talk, but I want to help the designers get in who want to get in. I know it's possible. I've had people help me along the way, and I'm trying to pay it forward. So keep coming back. I'll say it again, like and subscribe. All right. Love you guys. Thanks you for coming as always. Tech Packs We Do. See ya.